Welcome back to the Race Nuts podcast, episode 4. We're back after a couple of weeks. And of course, we've got two of the biggest stories in Australian and world motorsports at the moment that we've missed while we've been gone. One, of course, is that Formula One driver Romain Grosjean started a YouTube channel. And James Corney has sold his first house as a real estate agent.
Those are two big names, definitely, big events. Those need to be covered, and I'm glad we're here to do that.
Of course, we're talking about Lewis Hamilton moving to Ferrari and the sudden maybe departure of Brodie Kostecki from Erebus.
And possibly, unconfirmed, so much speculation, possibly the whole Supercars Championship itself, but as of right now, time of recording, who knows? We don't. Someone at Erebus might. Brodie might.
They won't tell us. We have emailed them.
We're doing a Supercar special, a pre-season special, and so a couple of days before this whole Erebus thing had dropped, I'd send all the teams an email just saying, just asking what the vibe is around the garage and stuff, and I sent every team that. And that, surprisingly, the busiest ones that would have, with a bit of hindsight, who got back, were Erebus, and they said, oh yeah, we'll pass on to our PR team. Now, fair to say, the PR team has not gone back to us, and it makes a lot of sense why.
It's fair to say they've had a bit going on.
Yeah, just a bit going on, so, it's a shame, but you can't win them all.
Yeah, so we'll get stuck straight into the Brodie thing. As Ash just said, we got no idea what's going on. We said a few days ago on the Facebook page that we're holding back on exactly what's happening because there's that much stuff going around that it's hard to get a good handle on it. So we thought we won't try and jump the gun and beat everyone to it. Let's just wait until it unravels and we can see what's actually happening. I was actually reading a article last night from Speed Cafe because Brodie's just been seen for the first time since it's begun.
Publicly, been out in public,
Yeah, at the, I think it was the Motorsports Australia Awards, receiving some stuff.
Yeah.
And all he said to, I think it might have said to Adrian Van Leeuwen, but maybe someone else from Speed Cafe, was that he can't speak because he's got contract and legal issues. And apparently that's a lot of this is legal stuff.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people are staying quiet. But he did say he's in good health.
Yeah.
And
is that physically and mentally?
It didn't seem like you. I only read the quote in the podcast. I presume that means both.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good to hear.
He does look fit though.
He does.
He looks like he's lost a bit of weight off in the off season.
Yeah. Maybe he was just in the gym crunching it. I don't know. Just big boy doing big boy things.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Nothing big boy would be more big boy than him sculling half a bottle of Coca-Cola when he won the championship.
That is a very big boy thing to do.
So in amongst all this, we've seen the sudden departure of major sponsor back Coca-Cola. They're gone.
Yeah, they left along with a couple other sponsors.
Shaw and Partners, long-time sponsors of the team.
And I don't have this on hand with me right now, but I believe South Coast Truck Rental or something along those lines. That
sounds about right. Yeah. So in the mix of all this, they have gone testing. So this story broke a couple of days before testing.
Hazelwood would be stepping in.
Yeah, so Hazelwood, we spoke to last year at Sandown 500.
Yeah, he's a good person.
Don't start with this dog cat crap.
But also, they did go testing at Winton Raceway. They went testing for 2 days. I believe they only cut roughly 20 laps on the Wednesday and more, I don't know the lap number on the Thursday. They had Todd Hazelwood in. They were running the number 1 on that car, but it means nothing at a test. It could have squazillion.
Yeah, we saw this during, we saw a lot of comments about this, because it's not an official session from Supercars. Supercars are given the sign off that because they got to sign off whenever they do drive the cars, especially on a circuit. Like what you saw with the 888 car running around Taupo at the New Zealand racing event.
which was for an engine test.
No, I don't think they did.
No, that was an engine test. That's everything I heard.
No, around Taupo.
Hmm.
They're doing engine tests with Dick Johnson around Queensland Raceway because there's a lot of we've gone off track here, but there's a lot of stink kicked up about that.
Yeah.
And Jack Perkins, who was there as one of the drivers who did run the demo laps, came out and said, "Hey, look, Supercar signed off on it. Well, there was no data gathering allowed. There wasn't any engineers allowed. Me and Craig Lowndes, we were the ones that put the tyres on the car.
Yeah.
And then on top of that too, the car wasn't being pushed. The car wasn't prepped properly, wasn't set up. And that most importantly, the car was on Pirelli rubber.
Ferrari, and well, there you go.
I believe it was the GT tyre.
Yeah.
So next to nothing of that will transfer over to
anything. Dunlop tyres and yeah.
And out of all the current drivers that drove it, Jack Perkins did, I believe. He was definitely there.
Yeah.
Greg Murph did.
Yeah.
And Craig Lowndes did. Now, Craig's the only current driving supercar driver.
Yeah.
Along with Jack LeBrock, but Jack LeBrock doesn't drive for Triple Eight.
Yeah.
And Craig Lowndes isn't going to drive a Taupo anyway.
No.
So it's a
next to nil. Yeah.
Anyway, that was a tangent. My point being is it's not an official session. The supercars teams can put whatever they want on the side of the car. They just chose to put number one for a bit of just a look at me move. But yeah, so Todd Hazelwood, who was brought in as a co-driver after losing his seat at
Blanchard Racing
last season, he's done a bit of Stephen Bradbury here, where if it's looking like Brodie won't return to the team from what's been reported with Speedcaf,
maybe he's got himself in perfectly at the right time.
Yeah, he's just he's done really well here. If this is the case, there's no guarantee he's going to get the rest of the season.
Yeah.
We have to wait and see.
He is also committed to Trans Am, a season in Trans Am.
He is, but I feel like if he's given the option, one or the other.
Yeah, he'll run less Trans Ams.
That, and I do believe there's no. I can't see my big calendar because it's in the other room, but I believe there's no clashes this year with those two categories.
Yeah.
So outside of the Sandown 500 weekend.
Yeah.
Which I think they're still aiming to try and move that one way or another.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be very taxing on the Victorian racing community.
Absolutely.
So that's all we really know about that. We're still waiting on a lot of things to be confirmed. We're hearing a lot of rumour. Pretty much the only thing, I'll just repeat what Adrian Van Leeuwen from Speedcap has said. He's a pretty reliable journalist. He's not the kind of guy that puts out crap for no reason. Where he was saying when asked to elaborate more was from his understanding that there's been a breakdown in the team.
Yeah.
And there's something to do between Brodie and upper management, maybe implied to be Barry Ryan, team CEO, and was team principal last year, now co-team CEO with Betty Kamlenko.
Yeah.
So there's apparently it's been a bit of it's a me or him sort of thing.
Yeah.
And this might have been the same thing that happened with David Reynolds a few years ago when David Reynolds signed that 10-year deal with Erebus. And then 9 months later, announced that he was off to Kelly Grove.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So maybe there's smoke, maybe there's fire.
Who knows?
We're going to just wait until something comes out, and then we want to get more in depth to the subject because this is like probably the most crazy thing that's happened since Dick Johnson almost going under the year they won a championship in 2010.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's so much mystery around it is what's really doing the number on it. It's hard to... Everyone, offering members refunds and all this and that, it's really hard. And let alone having won the Drivers and Teams Championship last year, going into 2024, looking great, in absolute form, and then shit hits the fan. You don't see that. Not really. The closest you might see that is something happening in F1 during the summer break or whatever.
Yeah.
and that's it.
Would that have been really volatile? So, yeah, no, it's so unprecedented for a reigning champion to leave.
Yeah,
Like we're saying in the past, but never like this. It's always been like historical moments of this happening, not in supercars, but in or maybe supercars. You can sort of count Scott McLaughlin in 2020. He already announced pretty. I think he announced it pretty late in the season that he was going to leave for IndyCar, but it had been in the works for a while.
Yeah, well, it was still with Penske and all that. So
Yeah, well,
it still went with the same backers, so it was internal.
Yeah, that was always a thing with that. Was Penske always said, if you do well here, there's options more if you want to.
Yeah, worldwide options for
go bigger.
Yeah.
We look at Formula One. I think it might have been to 1995. I think it was Nigel Mansell won his world championship with Williams.
Yeah.
And then was bored of it and went, I'm going to go to kart then, but what is now the IndyCar series.
Yeah.
And then got bored of that and came back the following year. The biggest one of these ever off the top of my head would be Nico Rosberg, 2016. Won the title, and then at the Gala Award night a few weeks later just went, I'm not coming back. Lewis can have the rest.
Yeah.
I got mine. Now I'm going to become a YouTube an occasional commentator where I'm just going to
and a
complain
meme
about Lewis.
too, isn't he? A meme with the
He's
fire behind
so
him.
many
or something?
memes.
Yeah. Yeah, big in the meme space, but he isn't posting it. It's just been made a meme of, but he isn't he the bloke who, won the championship against the Lewis Hamilton in the same machinery?
Apparently I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about this is from a few years ago, they were talking about how George would go mentally against Lewis.
Mm.
And apparently they did a speaking event in one of the early races of that year.
Is this like George at Williams and?
No, this
Lewis
is when George was already at Mercedes.
Oh, okay.
So this is 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone asked Lewis, "What's it like to be have a new teammate with George and someone that's maybe not as settled as Valtteri?" And he goes, "Oh, it's good. I miss Valtteri, but George is good. He's not like one of those teammates I have that used to bounce a ball against my wall in the dressing room before a race start." Which apparently this is how Nico did eventually get into Lewis's head, was just doing annoying shit like that.
Yeah.
Bouncing balls and shit off the walls while Lewis was trying to meditate and just talking shit as they walked onto the grid.
Fucking hell. While we're talking about Lewis and his big move to Ferrari, that's huge. I've recently started listening to an audiobook by Damon Hill and Johnny Herbert, and they wrote this book during COVID, and they were actually saying, obviously I've got the beautiful power of hindsight, and they were just taking a punt. They were saying Lewis would never they didn't think in a light-hearted chat, think Lewis would end up at Ferrari, but when he did, the stock prices for Ferrari, holy macaroni, I wish I had a heads up.
Did you see how high it went?
No, I didn't. I never saw I never saw it. I just knew it just blew up.
An article I saw, I think, from Autosport, was that it ballooned $10 billion USD the day of the announcement.
Holy heck.
So they've probably just, I'm not a stocks expert, I don't know how it all works, but at least for a moment they got that money back.
Yeah.
So we don't know what they're paying to Lewis, but it's going to be a lot.
Yeah.
That apparently part of the deal was Lewis has, I think it's called the 44 Foundation, which is
It's obviously his foundation by the sounds of it.
Yeah, it's some form of charity that goes towards inequality and all that sort of stuff that everyone knows is very close to Lewis's heart. So, but apparently part of that too was a big donation and ongoing support of that charity.
For like life kind of thing?
I think just for the term of his contract. I don't know. But I was reading that apparently Ferrari's got to kick a bit into that.
Yeah.
But no, it was a bit of a surprise. It's one of these things we always talk about. I remember when the news started to break, because every few years we get these like Italian media reporting Lewis to Ferrari.
Yeah.
Or it's always like Italian or German media that for some reason always come up with these crazy ideas.
Yeah. And God knows how long a photo of Lewis Hamilton in a Ferrari race has been around.
Well, he owns Ferrari cars. He has for a long time.
He owns a variety of supercars, so...
Yeah, but so I initially read that going like, oh yeah, this would be another like article from celeb.com or the Daily Mail.
Yeah.
Just baseless crap. And then the people, if you want to know what's really going on in terms of motorsport, I recommend follow the journalists, not just their outlets, but follow the journalists themselves on Twitter and stuff. And you'll find a few journalists here and there, like I have a Formula One mostly, that when they start talking about something, it's not crap.
Yeah.
And when these few people that I follow that I know are good for it, that don't normally follow up loose ends,
yeah,
when they start talking about it, that's when I message you saying something's happening.
Something's happening, yeah. Something's in the works.
So so Lewis is going to Ferrari on at the beginning of 2025 on a 2-year deal.
Okay.
This will be his last career move.
Yeah.
He will end his career at Ferrari. Mercedes were quite surprised by the sense of it. Toto apparently didn't get told until 24 hours prior to the announcement.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a bittersweet season this year. I'd never thought I'd never see Lewis leave Mercedes. I truly thought it would just be an announcement of retirement.
Yeah. But I've heard rumours, I haven't seen any articles or anything, but apparently he's always wanted to be in a Ferrari.
He's always said
sweet red.
Well,
something to him.
It's a big thing to him because his idol was Ayrton Senna.
Oh, okay.
And that was Ayrton Senna's dream to drive for Ferrari prior to his passing. Something he never did. Obviously, he ran out of time. Ayrton never got that opportunity because he passed away at Imola in '94, and prior to that, Alain Prost had moved to Ferrari and part of that deal because they so hated each other so severely.
Yeah.
After the McLaren years, his contract was that they could not sign Ayrton as his teammate.
Oh.
So for as long as Alain Prost was at Ferrari, he couldn't go there if he wanted to, and took the gamble that Williams was the way to go, and unfortunately took his life. Which well, we might mention it now. We're gonna do a little bit of Ayrton Senna content coming up in the next few months, as this year is the 30th anniversary of his passing.
That's news to me.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting. I'm excited.
It's not it was in the group chat.
Oh, so I've read it. I've just forgotten.
Yeah, as usual.
Fair enough.
This is why we have a group chat.
Nah, I'll take that. All right.
We want to move on?
Yeah, let's move on to the next. Stars of the past. So, in the last episode, we had landed on Max Wilson.
Yep.
And I forgot what race and stuff, but it was my job to research who Max Wilson is. And I have now written a whole Word document with more words in it than I have for some school projects back when I was in school. So, here's a little blast from the past for you. So, Max Wilson, he was born in 1972. He started go-karting at the age of 13, 1984. He moved into single-seat racing in 1993 and was offered a drive a year later within Brazilian Formula Ford. I believe the team is Ama Nassar Racing, and he was driving a Dallara 394 Mugen Honda, finishing second in the season finishing second in the 1994 season, the same year that F1 legend Ayrton Senna took pole at Interlagos. Alright, so that's the first bit. That's just him getting started. And this is a whole thing. He continued to find his feet in open wheelers and travel into Germany to compete too. Max had found himself competing in international touring car championships in 1996, finishing 19th. Max decided to travel abroad to continue his career and head to America to compete in the kart championship series for the 2001 season, finishing 25th. So far he hasn't, done great in open tin tops and stuff like that throughout his crack, but he's still is still learning a lot, I think, at this point. After many years of racing and not many championships, Max once again found himself abroad, this time in a Ford AU Falcon V8 supercar. So now we enter his supercar period. This is how we found Max. At the age of 30, Max signed to Briggs Motorsport when the team expanded to a three-car operation. The trio of Simon Wills, Tony Longhorst, and I wrote Simon Wills again. Okay, so I've done a typo. finishing 32nd in that season, and that was probably at the back of the whole field there. Best result in his debut season was P8 at Surfers Paradise, and he continued in the V8s and jumped ship to Dick Johnson Racing for the 2003 season, once again running a Ford BA Falcon, but with 888 and competing in 22 races of the season. Max found himself on the podium in third place in the last race of the season. If it sounds like I'm reading a novel, by the way, I can.
You wrote one.
Oh, mate, I had to. If I wanted to deep dive this bloke.
You've written his autobiography.
All right. So where were we? There we are. Max's average finishing position for the 2005 season was 17. So it's a real backmarker kind of operation. It comes across as, he didn't do great or anything like that. But a couple I did ask in a Supercars group, what did you guys think of Max Wilson? Because there's a lot of people who watched him run around and stuff, and we've got people like Luke saying he was very, very fast, criminally underrated. Brent saying he was epic. Tim saying an absolute gun qualifier. So it was great for the crowd by the sounds of it.
And it's always hard to get qualifying stats.
It is. And so that's, insane. Keeping himself committed to V8 supercars, he finally found some stability at WPS racing for 2 seasons, 2006 and 2007. With WPS, Max finished the championship in 15th and 17th. Max's final year in the category, he put the foot down with Brad Jones Racing in a Holden BE Commodore as a co-driver to Brad Jones, the duo resulting in 7th and 15th at Phillip Island and 5th at the Bathurst 1000. What else do we have on him? After Max's time in supercars, he set up shop in Brazilian stock car series. In just his second season, Max pulled together a championship. Throughout Max's time in stock car Brazil, Max ran with Eurofarmer RC till retiring from the category in 2016 without another championship. Nowadays, Max keeps himself in shape with boxing and helping his son compete in go-karting, and he's also a Brazilian F1 commentator.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. That's Max Wilson for you. That's a novel.
That's a novel.
And a half.
It's always interesting when we get these internationals.
Oh, mate, it's crazy. And that was a hell of a write-up to do. Like, that was me sitting there for a few hours, not, writing it up in my own words. But yeah, that's Max Wilson for you. And now, I guess, would be the appropriate time to give you who you'll be looking at. So, I'm going to pick 2001 season, the Shell Championship Series.
Do you want me to bring it up on my side?
If you would like to.
My mice is dead, so I don't get a choice.
We're going to go round 6. And what position? You've got all the way to 32.
All the way to 32?
1 to 32 you can pick.
Okay, let's go 10th.
10th? Larry Perkins. He's kind of written himself.
Pick again.
Yeah, pick again.
Let's go 12.
12? You have got Jason Bargwanna.
Do it? Yeah, nah.
Yeah, commit to Jason.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, all right.
I know enough about him that I sort of know who he is, but I don't know a lot about him. So this will be a good deep dive.
Awesome. All right, so Jason Barguano is our next Stars of the Past, and he's still kicking around actually with his son and all that. His family's huge in the motorsport world.
Yeah,
That name's gigantic.
It's gigantic, and I can't pronounce it, so this is gonna be fun.
Oh, okay. Well, there's your Stars of the Past.
Tune in for the next episode to watch
right.
me stuff it up 400 times.
Now, I'm going to take a pause right here. We're going to edit this bit out. That aircon's going on.
What?
The aircon is going on.
Due to the fact that it is summer here in Melbourne, which is anything above 30 degrees, we consider melting. We've had to turn the air conditioning on because we will melt.
Thank you, Jane Bunn. Now, on to Dan's Formula Ford story.
Formula Ford, right. So this happened to Mountain Mice's dad, isn't it? Dude, I'm going to keep using it.
Jeebus believes this.
I'm going to put that over there, so I'm going to keep grabbing it because I will keep forgetting that it does not work. Now, oh no, I can't. I can't drink that bottle of nondescript whiskey that you just handed to me because this will become a very political podcast. So a few weeks ago, actually more than a few weeks ago, Boxing Day. Actually, I was sitting around. I've been waiting to tell you this. Keep forgetting.
Keep edging me, mate.
Yeah. So Formula Ford Australia, they put out a book late last year called 50 Years of Formula Ford Australia, just talking about their history. And it was $100. I was thinking about it. Oh, yes, no. For those who don't know, I do quite a lot of reading, especially around motorsports. And I thought, I was sitting there Boxing Day going, do you know what? I like reading about Australian motorsports. It seems like something that I'll be interested in. And it's supporting a category I really like. So I went and jumped on the Formula Ford website and grabbed it. That's all good. And while I was there since I'm paying shipping, is there anything else here I would like to bundle up with? So I had a little browse around the Formula Ford store. Yeah. And they got some things you expect. Like I'm looking here now. They got jackets, Formula Ford jackets. That's cool. They got Formula Ford shirts, beanies, that sort of stuff. The thing that surprised me was I saw a section that said shoes.
Okay.
What? And I thought, well, I guess I said they're selling safety stuff here, like the fire suits and the undergarments for the fire resistant undergarments. So it makes sense. Maybe they sell racing shoes.
Yeah.
No. Mate, would you like an official pair of Formula Ford executive leather-bound track shoes? No? No, no. You want something a little bit more sporty. How about an official Formula Ford carbon fiber running shoe? Or there's
are these just wacky?
No, these
shoes?
are proper. I'm not going to pick up a laptop, so I don't want to close them up
now. Send me the link.
Oh, okay. You get live links moving on the pod. Just go a couple of stuff. Google Formula Ford shop. do the hard work.
Formula Ford shop. I better not be disappointed here.
Ash, I'm only just starting on the shoes. The shoes are only just the beginning. I went down a rabbit hole when I did this.
Sure. All right. You can continue as I'm now on the website.
Well, I want you to. First of all, I'm on the website myself. I want to go down. I'm not kidding. They've got the shoes. So they've got shoes, and then they've got some more stuff you expect, like Formula Ford phone cases. More shoes. They got a lot of shoes. I just went 7 pages down. There's more shoes. Shirts, stuff like that, caps.
Yeah, all the norms.
Now, if you go down the real far back, I'm currently looking at laptop cases, screen protectors, the mouse pads and stuff. The thing that shook me more than shoes was Formula Ford official 10-ounce square whiskey shot glass.
You invest?
No, because it's $25.
Oh.
I wanted to so much. I just can't justify $25 at the moment.
My gosh, they've got everything.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? And the shirts aren't bad. Shorts. You can get yourself a pair of Formula Ford medium length carbon boogie shorts in your choice of black, pearlescent blue, British Racing green, and Formula Ford dark blue.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, the hoodies look good. It all looks good. I'm not dissing them. This is it's all good quality stuff. But I was not expecting the shoes, and I was not expecting the shot glasses.
Right. Could you imagine? So, you know how you get these essays who are lining up their straps on the Adidas bloody things. You rock up in a full tracksuit of Formula 4.
You can do that. They got tracksuit pants, Ash. They got tracksuit pants. They got
socks.
They got socks. You can dress yourself in.
You can do it all.
We got to do this. It's going to cost us like $200, but I reckon one day we go to Winton. Formula Ford, head to toe. Yeah. The shoes.
All right, we'll do
the hoodie, the beanies, the hats,
the whole. And we'll even see if they've got a little fanny pack. They probably would. If not, they wouldn't.
Well, they got the laptop bag, which you could probably double. Yeah. You could probably double that as the said fanny bag. They got it. Okay, this one sort of makes sense, but it's still funny. License / phone / passport holder. That one at least makes sense because someone would be like, "Yeah, then take my passport because I'm Formula Ford. I'm doing something." But ironically, out of all these shoes, do you know what the one shoe they don't sell?
What?
Race boots. Oh my god.
That is amazing. Well, that is what I should wear to my go fast.
Yes.
I don't
think the ship is quick enough. You might have to go down there and
pick it up.
Go to the warehouse.
And say, hey, boys, get me out. I'm driving a Formula Ford.
Why they ask them how much of the shoes they move, I'm generally questioning. I want to know how many shoes they sell.
Enough to at least put them on the website. That's insane. Well, there's that.
Oh my god.
That's a lot happening. So we'll move on from the pure variety of the merchandise that Formula Ford has on offer. We laugh now, but also we don't sell merchandise.
We don't sell merchandise, but if you're listening to this, get yourself some Formula Ford merchandise. We want to see a spike in the Formula Ford shop website,
and then they can back us and they're like, "Oh, you guys are great ambassadors for Formula Ford," and they're like,
"You semi-bullied shoes, but we did get some sales."
Yeah, we actually sold our first pair.
No, I wonder that someone would have brought the shoes.
You'd have to be someone. But they
don't have stickers. I was all in for like a $2 car sticker. Did the shoes, when you went on this website first off, was the shoes the bait and hook? I was just so confused. I was like, oh, they got other merch. I was just scrolling down. I was like, shoes? What do you mean shoes?
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, 7 more pages. What else could be here?
And then shot glass. That's one that threw me the most, was this shot glass.
That's wild. All right.
Let's move on.
Let's move on before we say shoes.
Okay, we skipped past 2 parts of our thing.
Did we?
Yeah, we missed it. We straight past Sandown and 12 hour.
Oh, I didn't write the 12-hour part.
Oh,
but we'll do a little preview and we'll hit up the Sandown overview.
Okay, right. You want to kick us off? Well, you want to kick us off with Sandown, man, that you went both days?
Yeah, all right. So, Sandown Speed Series, Race Sandown, or Sandown Race Sandown was kind of what they were marketing as. It was good. Definitely. On the Saturday, I watched maybe all of 5 laps of racing, if that, because I was really roaming around the pits, getting signatures and all that on one of our Race Nut shirts that we have, and I plan on continuing that shirt to frame it and just have a really cool shirt with a lot of big signatures and, kids that are up and coming and who one day could be the next Oscar Piastri or whatever. I'm just like, damn, I got one of the first 20 signatures. You could tell it was quiet though. From the moment I was able to park within 100 meters of the gate, I knew it was quiet. There were only 4 categories racing: Australia Formula Open, TCR Australia, Trans Am Australia, and production cars as well. And that made the place feel very empty. It was, a very different vibe to the last year's. And because they've lost the stand sponsorship as well, there's a lot less signage around and all that. So the vibe was different, but it was still a really good day. I got to see one of my friends, and she's actually managing a F3 team in
Formula Open, sorry.
Yeah, in the Formula Open, yeah. But it's like an old F3 car, a 2004 model. So that was pretty cool. Got to have a look at that, meet the team. Really excited to see where that team goes because I'd like to work with them a bit and, just see where opportunities take us.
Just get involved. So yeah,
get amongst it.
I missed Saturday because of prior obligations, but I was there Sunday, and you're right about the vibe. It was I walked into the paddock with you and I went, oh no,
yeah,
it's not. We've heard a lot about the financial situation with Speed Series.
Mm-hmm.
We know V8 touring cars has ceased this season. We hope that they'll return next season due to lack of entries.
Yeah.
S5000 has held their season with a plan to. They might get going this year, but they won't guarantee anything.
Yeah.
Some of that's political, some of that's not. Just those 2 categories missing really lightened up the place. So yeah, that was concerning. In terms of the broadcast, bit of love and hate with. So they're going back to Channel 7, back to free to air, which is it's good that people can access it.
Which they seem to be mostly doing on 7, 8, and 7 Plus, not actual Channel 7 itself.
No, everything's on 7 Plus with select days and hours on 7 8.
Yeah.
I don't believe they're doing anything on
Channel 7.
On the main channel, no.
Yeah.
But my problem was I like the Stan put out a good product. It was too expensive though.
Yeah.
Because as I mentioned to you at Sandown, I would pay for Stan again, but I've got nothing left to watch on the streaming service. I just want to pay for the sports.
Yeah.
But you can't.
It'd be good if they could divvy that up.
Yeah, if they could do that up so you could just pay $15 for just the sports, I could maybe consider it, but paying $35 for half I won't use, and the rest is just IndyCar and Speed Series. I just can't justify
endurance racing.
Yeah, so. But my problem with Channel 7 is the ads are relentless, and it just. I get you got to advertise, but the TCR races are so short. All those category races are so short that surely you can hold off to a safety car or.
Even just throw a little box in the corner. You don't have to take the whole thing.
Yeah, at least throw a box. There's nothing more. We had one of the phones going. We set up on at Mount Down Corner and on the Sunday, and we had one of the phones going for the replay, and so we could see what we could see what we couldn't see from where we were, and we ended up just turning it off because we were watching more ads than what we were racing.
Yeah,
It sounds my only pet peeve with Channel 7 and with free-to-air coverage. I'm sure Channel 10's the same with the Grand Prix. I haven't watched it on Channel 10 for years, but I'm sure it's the same with them. And but the vibe in the paddock was different. I will give it the caveat that last year was a week before the Sandown 500.
Yeah.
So they had all the tents and all the stuff set up for that as well. Yeah. So that made it feel
bigger. Yeah.
But the racing hasn't changed. The racing overall was good.
Trans Am had a big pile-up, 9-car pile-up on Sunday.
Yeah, unfortunately, friend of the show, Elliot Barber, that was the end of his weekend.
Yeah.
Not a local that lives around us. Clay Richards did very well. He got his second podium TCR.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't.
He's showing really good potential.
He's got good race pace.
Yeah.
He's got good race craft.
Yeah.
He just needs to pick up on that qualifying to be a little bit more at the front.
Yeah, and that could be down to setup just not working how he wants, and still learning the cars. Like, by all means, he's had three things with different teams.
My point being is he's had 2 race starts now, one at Winton last year, one at this year. He's had 3 because he was at Sandown last year in a different car again. But it seems to find when he does well in the first race to be up the front in the reverse grid, he's very good at holding that position.
Oh, he's beautiful. And watching him attack, like having a crack at first place, was amazing. Like, we were all squealing like little school children. It was just a great race to watch, and I'd love to see him racing more for TCR.
We do know that the goal for him is Super 2 at this stage, but
but
he hasn't confirmed if he's going to continue with TCR full time. I think he's putting his feet in and seeing if he wants to get wet or not. But hopefully I'll take it by that indication from the way he's speaking on Sunday that he's not doing 86s this year.
No, he's actually from memory, I believe he's loaned out his 86.
Oh yeah,
so that's someone else has taken that for a drive, and all the best of them.
Well, it was actually not the docs me up, but it was actually across the road here at the local Toyota dealership for a few weeks on display.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah.
So was the Brodie car actually.
It was. We've actually had a lot of cars come through the dealerships in town and all that, because they seem to be big sponsors of motorsport.
Yeah. It was a very near motorsport area, so
yeah.
We'll move on to. We were going to do a special for this. Unfortunately, we did not have the time with my work placement at the moment. But we were going to do a 12-hour special. We didn't have the time to do that, but the 12-hour is this weekend,
which is very exciting. It's a great race to watch. I recently at home set up my room to just have my own space. I can have all my racing kit in there and a sim that I've recently finished making. I'm going to sit up in there on the couch, throw the 12-hour on. I assume it starts at 5:30 or 5 or something like that. I think that's the traditional time of starting. It should be good. I'm excited. I don't know. I know last time I tried to watch it, Dan and I were both just on my couch and we just passed out like after the first 40 minutes. But we came back stronger like a couple of hours later. It was a very quiet morning.
In our defense, that was the year that there was mad fog. And so they just ran under their safety car for at least 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was very heavy fog. That's something that Bathurst suffers from a lot.
But I think that was a lot later in the year, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so should be better. The first hour and a half is the hour to watch. Hopefully, I'm going to be driving through the middle of regional New South Wales into Queensland on Sunday, which means I'm going to not be able to sit down and watch the race, but hopefully
catch a glimpse of it through the radio or anything like that.
Yeah, I'll try and I don't think Noons is doing the SEN for this, which sucks, because I was really hoping hopefully Noons is doing radio for this, so I might be able to catch bits and pieces that come in and out of in and out of internet range. The fact that I'll be driving from Dubbo on Sunday is just so it's almost as frustrating as last year when I drove into Townsville on the Thursday night of this Townsville 500, and we've missed a couple of flights from various reasons, cancellations and stuff. And I remember sitting at the airport saying, just tell it the plane's broken.
Keep
Like if you're going to strand me in Townsville any weekend of the year, make it the weekend of the 500. But
absolutely,
it wasn't to be. So you'll be mostly keeping an eye on that through our socials.
Yeah, absolutely.
And hopefully relaying the juicy stuff onto me.
Oh, maybe I might just leave you high and try make you watch the whole 12 hours.
Mate, considering some of the places I'll be driving, you might have the Morse code it to me. There's going to be some pretty...
telegraph it.
Literally telegraph it to me, because it's going to be some pretty darked out places.
So, to summarise Speed Series, which is where this whole conversation somehow started, it's in trouble. I don't want it to be. I'd love for it to... It's a great event
It's
spectators.
trouble, but
So
they need more TCR cars. They need more people to get involved in the TCR stuff.
they need spectators. They need more, honest to God, if you watch supercars, go to a speed series weekend, one day or both, or whatever.
And you will see supercars people there. Like
You will.
So many. So
yeah, Golding, Slade, Hazelwood.
All three of those are doing the full Trans-Am season,
unless other commitments come in.
Well, there's no clashes, so they should be all sweet. That's probably why. Hazelwood wasn't. Well, Hazelwood isn't going to be that busy anyway.
Yeah.
You can't see if I'm doing quotation marks about isn't going to be busy throughout the year.
Yeah.
But Premier signed off on Golding and Slade doing the full season.
Yeah.
And then in TCR, you got the Richards floating around there. I presume, if possible, Clay's going to do the full season. You got Cameron, who I believe he's doing a full season of Super 2 this year after doing some Super 2 last year.
Yeah. You got the Barguanas.
Yeah, the Bargs are in there. You got a lot of kids that should be in Super 2 and just haven't got their Zach Suter. Yeah. He should be in Super 2. He's awesome.
Yeah.
Cox, he's great.
And Speed Series, honest to God, throughout the whole time we've been going to these Speed Series events, when we can, is you always have pit access. They do free grid walks for their events. And you can always ask at the garage, you just ask the team member or someone around, you just say, hey, do you mind if I have a look around your race car, please?
Yeah.
9 out of 10 times. 9 out of 10 times, they will let you in and just make sure you stay out of the way, but they will let you in and just kind of pick your moment. If they're fixing a trashed car, don't push it. But
if there's shit everywhere, don't. If they're within half hour of a session,
don't stress.
But if you get there early in the morning, they're just plotting around having coffees. Have a chat.
It's so approachable.
It's all approachable. That's what I love about the sport is there's no one here for the glory.
No.
Everyone started here, including us, because we love this. We love the sport. We love motorsports. Yeah. And everything around it. So, and that's where everyone's coming from. And it's a really friendly concept. Unless I'm going to bring this up here just briefly. If for some reason whoever organises security at Sandown is listening, please sort that out. Because we've all gone. We've gone to Sandown every year since COVID, something like that. Yeah, we've been there a lot.
We've been there a few times a year.
I am yet to have a positive, constructive, or good interaction with security there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into specifics about incidents, but it is ridiculous that, and it's not just us. There was a big blow up at the 500 because the 500 last year, because apparently there was dramas with the parking pass system because they were I can't remember something about it. There was something about one area wasn't letting people in. They were like, no cars in here, only people. And they're like, no, it's park and pass. We paid for this. Another gate wasn't doing alcohol checks, and so a lot of alcohol came in.
Yeah,
and that enhanced didn't cause issues, but some people said, well, what the hell's going on? So
it's very lax.
For Christ's sake, sort it out, because we don't have many times of this track left.
Yeah.
And if I could just be at Sandown once without going, look at security the wrong way. Security at Sandown feels like a bouncer at a nightclub.
They're all over you.
They're all over you, and you feel like you're like, hey, mate.
All over you, not in a friendly way.
No. It's, how,
they're looking for something to do.
When you went out in your mid-20s, or we are in mid-20s, when you went out when you were younger to clubs.
Yeah, when my bones didn't crack because I stood up.
Yeah, when you weren't shattered from the industrial workforce.
Or had my one of my my C7 punched in from when Dan punched me in the back because I was looking at a possum in the Philippines.
You deserve to be punched in the back for all your previous crimes. But my point being is, remember being younger and you went to a nightclub and you're like, there's a bounce there that you usually knew. Just don't make eye contact. Anyway, he said, hey, mate, how you going? The next thing you would see be skyground as you got thrown out the front door.
Yeah.
That's how security at Sandown feels.
Absolutely.
That's my rant over. Sort it out.
All right. Do we have any more light-hearted topics?
I got
The high pitch.
I got Australian Grand Prix
2025.
2025. Yeah,
Back to division.
yeah, we're back to number one, baby.
Which is gonna make it hell for tickets.
Yeah,
so
as soon as I
awesome.
saw that, I was like, this might be the first year we miss.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely. We'll just get I'll still, commit myself to the whole weekend. I'll just have to hire a hotel room that overlooks with some binos and get like a telescope or something so I can see the atoms of the
I was considering we go there with a 5-ton excavator. We'll get one of the boys to bury us in coffins with an air system to the surface, like 300 mil under. And then the boys bring in shovels on race day and just get us out. We're like racing out, but just climb out of the hole.
Yeah, in our race gear, ready to go.
Some people bury their alcohol. Some people bury us. Man, that's gonna be.
That's a lot of commitment.
I think I'm gonna have to buy the token. I don't want to, but I think I'm gonna have to buy like the $300-$400 whatever it is token to get early access, or hope that it all works out and we can buy some tickets sold later through Ticketmaster.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm so excited for it to be the first round because I imagine F3 and F2 will still be.
Oh yeah, they're signed up too, so they're definitely coming.
Yeah, so, and I would love to be there for the first round. Like it just because first round things happen.
And like we mentioned, I think it was the last episode prior, they got to sort out their crap because the curve is starting. I was looking at some stats. This DTS popularity curve off the back of DTS and the 21 season, it's starting to peak and starting to come down.
Yeah. So
hopefully with that, prices will come down as popularity falls.
Yeah.
Because it's getting borderline untenable.
Yeah.
So it's starting to come. As Bollocks, it's going to start coming down. Hopefully, 25 will be the first year, but then at the same time, it's the first time Lewis is in a Ferrari. So, for fuck's sake, Lewis, why did you do?
It's all lining up to fuck us up.
Yeah, can't wait to pay 3 times the regular price.
We'll do what the F1 Australian Grand Prix admin on Facebook and whatnot does. It's like, they made a meme like last year or something where they're talking about. People messaging them to get a free seat, or I couldn't buy tickets.
Yeah.
So we should message them, give them a sob story, and then we can be like, "Do you know who we are?" And then they're like, "No, we don't know who you are." And then we're like, "Right," because we're very small.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just sit there and continue to diss out your ticketing processes on a podcast. Speaking of ticketing. I'll just throw this out there. If you are looking to buy tickets and you've missed out, please buy them through Ticketmaster.
Yeah.
Please buy resale tickets over Ticketmaster. Don't get yourself scammed. It's as much as you want to see the Grand Prix. It's not worth that really shitty feeling of getting scammed.
Those scammers live for this stuff.
Oh yeah, that's all they do.
They love it. They are amongst the group.
So as we discovered last year, we missed out, and then we got our tickets at a premium, I might add, through Ticketmaster's resale program, which is when they resell tickets sold back to them at an extra price. You're going to pay probably an extra, maybe, I think we paid an extra $70 for our tickets each, but we got them securely. They came from Ticketmaster, and this year they're more pushing that. I just got an email resulting from our ticket saying, hey, just letting you know if you're looking at not going, sell it back to us. Don't sell it privately. I know it made it hard because last year we had a whole saga. I had a whole saga with this that we'll go into another time because I had collector's tickets. And you can't do a collector's ticket, which sucks. But at least with collector's tickets, you can get a physical ticket.
Yeah, tangible.
Something tangible is proof, but if you can't get anything physical out of it, and then if you get physical, do your research, make sure that's a real thing. If you want, I have a group called All Things Australian Grand Prix. That's a group I run. Come join us. Give us a buzz if you want to know what a real ticket looks like.
Yeah.
Just don't go out there and get yourself scammed by us. stuff like that.
Be careful.
It's
like make sure there's I don't want to undermine genuine people, but there's every chance you get scammed. Because people, if you say you want 2 tickets for Sunday GA, that's all good, or even in a grandstand, and within 5 minutes someone says, "Hey, I have this," don't even bother with them. They are someone sitting on it.
Maybe, I don't know, really.
Or just question the heck out of it. Yeah. Ask them every question under the sun. Like, how did you buy this? Show me a receipt. Do this and that. Just, yeah. And we can even, we might even attach a government thing.
Well, that's another thing too. If you are buying privately, like I said, it's story for another time because it was a massive head noise last year.
Yeah. That wasn't aided by me knocking on your door every now and again saying, "Hey, is that real? Check that."
Oh, don't give me that head noise. Of trying to basically just a quick summary is I got us some tickets, just all I could get, which is not where we wanted to be. The time between, I actually through the Ticketmaster resale thing, I brought the tickets where we wanted to be for that extra money, but now I was stuck with tickets I didn't need. Yeah. But they were physical tickets, so I couldn't sell them back to Ticketmaster. And between people that were trying to knock me down on price, I had one woman cuss me out because I was selling it for the price I brought it for. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm sorry, no, I'll sell it to you for a loss. Yeah. What do you want from me? So it is a massive fuck around, for lack of a better word.
Yeah. Is that all we have?
I think that's all we have. But yeah, we're going to call it for this episode. Sorry for a bit of a delay between the episodes. We're trying to be more and more consistent.
We're finding our feet still. So
we're finding our feet. I do a job that means I'm away a lot for work, so that makes it harder. To do stuff more consistently. But we're finding ways around that, and just improving the product. Stay tuned. While we have missed the opportunity to do the planned Speed Series pre-season episode, unfortunately that's come and gone, and we won't have time, even though we're recording this before the 12 hour, we won't have time to do a good 12-hour episode. No. We do have just enough time to do a good Supercars pre-season special, so we're going to record that right after this, actually, so stay tuned. By the time this comes out, that's probably not far behind. We're going to go real in-depth to all the teams, all the drivers, maybe go a little bit more in depth into the Brodie Kostecki situation to maybe analyse that a little bit more. We don't want to go on too much about it because I'm sure at some point people are going to get sick of hearing about it. Yeah. But we're just going to do a good rundown of the calendar and everything just before this this Premier Australian category kicks off.
All right. Well, thank you for listening.